Well, good morning, guys. I appreciate you coming out on a Sunday morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Victor Loyola. I am the National Technical Support Director and Trainer for TCL. I've been in the field since 1995. I started as a 10-knocker in New Jersey, and I currently reside in South Florida, but I cover the entire country. If you've installed Mitsubishi, if you've installed Fujitsu, if you've installed Daikin, there's a lot of similarities. There's very little things that separate everyone in that aspect. But we're going to talk about the one-to-one product. We're going to talk about our multi-port product and all the different indoor units that we have available. That is our central air system that we have. Everything we have here is inverter, and that central air system is our heat pump inverter, and we'll talk about that as well. So we have 4 hours, and I want to try to get as much technical information to you as possible. I thank you for giving me your emails, because then with that, I will be sending you the service books on everything here. So you have error codes, how to troubleshoot it, startup procedure, how to wire it, things like that. We'll go over that today. But please, this is an interactive site. Just don't be shy, don't be embarrassed to talk, ask a question. Please, this is how we learn. This is a brotherhood, you know. So the fact that you're here, I'm very appreciative, and that you took the time on a Sunday morning to be with us today. So thank you. Get as much information as you can. Ask anything. So preparation for installation. This is going to be strictly on the ductless product. So the biggest, we're going to focus on the meat and potatoes. How the product, if you were to order a one-to-one, and what I mean by one-to-one is a condenser with the wall mount unit. All right, picture the one that's in the corner there in front of the banner. They say one-to-one. When you order for TCL, when you order our one-to-one, it's going to come with the line set that's already flared, and it will come with the communicating cable. So this will come with your one-to-one along with the communicating cable. Okay, so you don't have to worry about ordering this separately. All right, it's already flared. Okay. Now, if for whatever reason this is missing or this is lost, you can't go to Home Depot and buy one, even though it might be the same size, but it's the threads that are different. All right. So if you go to use a Home Depot flare, you're going to cross thread the service port and you're going to leak. All right. So keep that in mind. When we get parts for Ventrix, we are looking to have a bag of flare nuts in case, and it's already happened a couple of times, this has gone missing, or it didn't come with for whatever reason, it just came missing. Because we don't recommend you using Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever, because it's specific threads. All right. So that's one thing. You're gonna get the line set. You're gonna get the 4. Now, as far as the communication cable, that you can get anywhere, but it's basically 16 gauge, 4 wire. One of them is a ground, and it's stranded, not solid core. You understand what I mean by that, right? Solid core is just one copper line. We look for stranded because we are talking about DC communication, and when the line is stranded, where the copper looks like a bunch of hairs, it strengthens your communication signal. All right, so you have one solid core, and your DC volts bounce like that as communication. But if you have a wire that has several strands, it's going to be bouncing off of each hair, strengthening that communication. This is why they look for that stranded, and it cannot splice it. Now, I'm sure with all the other ones, you cannot splice the lines. Maybe the high voltage, depending on the county you work in, and they want to see a disconnect but near the wall mount unit, but usually it's a home run from the condenser to the wall mount unit. You cannot splice between there. Because the splice is usually not a good connection, and you'll have that nuisance intermittent communication problem, and you don't want that either. Yeah, so those simple little things is what you want to keep in mind. I'll mention it today like I did yesterday. Anytime you do a job, always do a manual J. The manual J will help you determine and make sure you size up the correct BTU wall mount unit to the space. Because you have to take into account the insulation, the windows. It's not just square footage, okay? Because you want You don't want to be a whole ton, or I should say 1,000 BTUs more than what you need. You don't need to oversize an inverter system, okay? Because you will still run across the same problem as a straight cool unit. If you're oversized, you're going to drop the temperature, but you're not going to dehumidify. It's going to be cold and clammy, and that's the worst call to be at. All right, to cover your rear ends, cover your asses, do the manual J. It does all the work for you. There's no guesswork. Then you see it exactly how many BTUs you need for cooling and heat, and that's the size you get. We'll be going, and throughout this slides, we'll show you what sizes we have. We have from 9,000 BTUs to 3 ton. And then on the 9 and the 12, we have 115 volts and 230 volts. So if you come across a house that doesn't have 230, doesn't have space for 230 volts, but they have room for 115, we do have a 9,000 and a 12,000 system that you can for 115 volts. Okay. But always keep in mind that's going to be a different size breaker for between the two. Okay. So when you receive it, these units do come. The indoor units do come pressurized. So when you compress or push in the little the Schrader pin, it's going to be nitrogen. It's not gas. So that's the first thing you do is push that thing to make sure you get some nitrogen coming out of it. That tells you the unit is not leaking. All right. If you compress that and nothing comes out, don't start the install. Don't start the install. Call Ventrix immediately and get yourself another head. Something happened. It leaked out. It's nitrogen. Okay.
These condensers don't come pre-charged?
The condensers come pre-charged.
The indoor unit?
The indoor unit is the one that comes with nitrogen. So just quickly compress it, push it in, and see if you get a nitrogen coming out. Boom, you're good. But if you get zero, nothing, there's something wrong with the indoor unit. Stop the install right there. Stop the install right there. Now, yeah, we are talking about the new R454. So we'll be talking about ventilation and things of that sort later this morning. But here, as far as picking your location, when you're talking to the homeowner in regards to this ductless product, talk to them about location, because you can see how some of the units are big depending on the BTUs and also on which model you choose. This is our Breeze In 24 SEER unit, and you can see it's kind of big. That's our Elite 20 SEER model. You talk to your homeowner and say, hey, this is what's going to look like mounted on your wall. And you might have some that will be a little bit like, yeah, I don't like the way that looks. So then we have a slim duct unit. This is the one that you would find in a soffit. It'll be a little bit more hidden. Or if you have an attic, up in an attic, all right? We also have a cassette. This is the panel of the cassette, but we also have a cassette model where the drop ceiling it'll fit perfect on this grill here. But you just have to remember you need access to service that unit, the cassette, because the board is external on the top. You can't get it from underneath. All right. You see the two wall mounts, and then this model here is our floor ceiling model. You can install it either one or two ways. This is how it would look if you put it on the floor, up against the wall. And in the ceiling, all you do is just flip it like that. All right, up against the wall, but up on the ceiling. So this would be something where maybe in a store or classroom or something, where there is no attic. Screened in room, whatever. Floor ceiling model. And we're working on an air handler type to go with this multi-port. That air handler doesn't go with this system, that's separate. But we are working on a air handler model to go with these condensers. So you'll have, in another year, another indoor unit that you can match up with, okay? So when you are picking location, you want to put it in a spot where, keep it away from any kind of heat source. Like these TVs give off a lot of heat. So you want to keep it away from the TV. You want to keep it away from lamps. Keep it away from a chimney, things of that sort. Try to put it central on a wall. All right. So because you have louvers that when the system is running that modulate vertically and also horizontally. So when it's centrally located, you get that airflow that covers the entire room. All right. Here we're talking about our BTUs. So again, depending on your voltage, whether you choose the 230 volt or or 115, look at your fuses because they're going to be different between the two. All right. Your tools. Here they're showing you crescent wrench and all those things, but honestly, the torque wrench is probably going to be the most important tool you're going to need. If you never worked with a torque wrench before, that's in the installation books. It will tell you the measurement. It'll give you the pressure that you need to adjust the wrench, so that when you're tightening the flares, it'll release once you reach that pressure point. So you're not going to over tighten, causing damage to the actual flare. But so you don't crush the flare, causing a leak, things of that sort, or you don't tighten it enough, causing a leak. This is why the torque wrench will probably be next to your gauges. I think the torque wrench will be the most important tool in the whole installation. It's worth the investment. Your drill bits to cut your holes for the line set. All right. The most important thing with the line set, or when you're drilling your hole, you don't ever drill it straight. It has to have a quarter pitch downward, because this is natural gravity drainage. All right, you don't put a trap on it or nothing. So natural gravity, the water will drain downward. You go horizontal, you're going to have issues with water sitting in that line or water sitting in your pan. And you don't want it leaking behind the wall or in the wall. Downward pitch. Okay, just a quarter of an inch, doesn't need much. All right. Flaring tools, if you're not gonna use that line set, and you know how to, and you have a flaring tool, and you have the TCL flare nuts, you won't make your own flares. That's not a problem, but it's good to have it, especially if you go more than 50 feet. You can go up to a maximum 85 feet or 82 feet with the 1-to-1s. So the line set that's given to you is not 82 feet. So it's nice to have the flare nut tool with you. Of course, your meter and your gauges. Vacuum pump, obviously, very important. Even though it's a new refrigerant, it's still the same oil from 410A. That oil is like a sponge. It loves moisture. So the minute you open up those lines, that oil is going to suck in that moisture. That vacuum pump is to remove that moisture out of that oil. All right, and keep the lines clean.